Let's now talk a little bit more about biometric authentication. And typically the very first step would be enrollment, where the chosen biometric, in this case it could be fingerprints for example, will be scanned by the biometric reader and then converted to binary information. Now, the biometric template will be kept in the authentication server database so that when a user wants to access a resource, they are scanned, and then that scan will be compared to the template to determine if access will be granted or denied. Now, you do have several kinds of scenarios that you need to be aware of when it comes to biometric authentication. The first one here would be the false rejection rate, the FRR. This is where a legitimate user is not recognized. It's also referred to as a type 1 error or a false non-match rate, FNMR. You do have the false acceptance rate, FAR, where an interloper is accepted. So basically, it's the reverse of the false rejection rate. It's also referred to as a type 2 error or false match rate, FMR. And then we also have the crossover error rate, CER. Now, this is the point at which both the FRR and the FAR meet. Typically, the lower the CER, the more efficient and reliable the technology is. Moving on, when it comes to biometric authentication, you do have several factors to consider. First will be the speed. This will be the time required to create a template for each user and then authenticate them. You do have the failure to enroll, the FER. These are incidents in which a template cannot be created and matched for a user during enrollment. And then cost implementation. Some scanners can be very, very expensive. Biometrics isn't that cheap of a security control. So users can find it intrusive and threatening to privacy as well. And then the technology can also be discriminatory to the disabled. Now, you do have the fingerprint and facial recognition. Fingerprint recognition is by far the most widely used in the world because it is inexpensive and also non-intrusive. However, with the facial recognition, this can record multiple factors about the size and the shape of the face. The thing about facial recognition is that you have two types. You can either go with the retinal scan, where an infrared light is shone into the eye to identify the pattern of blood vessels. It is extremely accurate and secure, but it's also quite expensive, as you might imagine. But you do have the option of the iris scan. Now, this will match patterns on the surface of the eye using a near-infrared imaging. It is less intrusive than the retinal scan, but might not be as accurate. And then, of course, you have the behavioral technology. This is a template created by simply analyzing a behavior such as typing or walking. Now, you do have several types. You have the voice recognition, where it's relatively cheap, but subject to impersonation and background noise. So it might not be the most effective. And then you've got the gait analysis. This is the human movement. You have your signature recognition that will record the user applying their signature, and it will match things like the stroke, speed, and even pressure of the stylus. And then you have typing that will match the speed and pattern of a user's input of a passphrase. Now, one last thing to note here is that continuous authentication verifies that the user who logged in is still operating their device. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class.